Morning guys, how you doing? Today is Monday. What is it? July 22nd. Just a little bit of fairy godmother spray brought to you by Miracle Ink, a friend of mine. Let's bring in them wish granters, eh? Alright, so today we have the moon entering Aries. That's courage, it's enterprise, it's optimistic, open to change, and fighting spirit. It's also the hero, the leader, the pioneer energy. Sun enters Leo. Okay, energetic, creative, full of pleasure, playing like a child, feeling like a child, playing with a child. Theater, sports, the arts, being popular, or excuse me, self-esteem. This could be a time with lots of love, lots of laughter, and we still have the Cancer and Capricorn eclipse energy. Okay, so there is this battle still between things in the home and things in the work arena, a struggle to balance. Okay, so Leo season comes along and it's time to have some fun. Okay, you deserve it, you need it, because if you don't rest, you don't recoup, you're not going to be any good to anyone. Excuse me. Okay, everyone. Okay, take care of the self first. If you're feeling run down or drained, you know, take that escape, do a little bit of grounding, or spend a little time with family to recoup. We all need a little bit of fun, right? I always say all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Okay, we also have the moon conjuncting with Aries today, so there's this period of healing and moving on. You could be really, really tired today just because you're recouping from all the things that you've been spinning about. And then we have a grand fire trine today involving Jupiter in Sagittarius, Mars in Leo, and the moon in Aries. Okay, now what, 15 degrees, 15 degrees, and 13 degrees. So we have transformation, grounding, things beginning to take shape, and the middle point. Are you going to make the necessary changes and take the chances that are presented before you? Okay, Jupiter and Sagittarius. Are you going to sit there? Are you going to do something? Stand up. Get up. It's time to stand. Okay, and that is a growing theme, not only in people's personal and work lives, but, you know, here in Hawaii, this is speaking to, you know, my fellow Hawaiians. The protectors up there trying to protect our Aina. Okay, so numbers for the day, 22 and 24. 22 is peace. Excuse me, did I say 24? 22 and 23. Wow, they're throwing numbers out of my mouth. 22 and 23, which is 4 and 5. Excuse me, so there's a progression. There's some control here. We're managing to maintain some peace, or managing to find the peace or acquire peace. And then 23, which is the number of confidence and boundaries. So somebody is having confidence in their boundaries, or somebody else is respecting your boundaries in order to keep the peace. Okay, we also have, what do we have? We have 0, 5, 5, 15, 15, and 13. Okay, so we have 2 4s. Okay, alchemical changes. There is a magic that is at work in the air here that's helping to hold the peace, to keep the peace. And then we have 3 5s. Okay, you know what 5s mean? Changes, borders, boundaries. This could also be walls, like the border wall. Okay, so there's some kind of movement here on somebody else's part. And I'll get to it in a second. 15 and 15, this is about changes in expression or changes in the self. So somebody could be coming out with an announcement, a disclosure, and they either are really confident in themselves, and at the same time it's really showing that they have a huge ego. Okay, it could be either way, and it could be both. You know, somebody thinks that I'm going to tell you this, you know, and they talk with authority, and the rest of the people are looking, going, wow, you've got a huge ego, you know. So it can be one or another. It is always truly about your perception, how you look at things, okay? Now, the shadow side with the transits today, there is a lot of fire. So this could be anger, okay? This could be anger. This could be fighting. This could literally be a type of war with impulsivity, people wanting to dominate over you, being very impatient, aggressive. Did I say impulsive? People are nervous, high-strung, short attention span. What else do we have here? The sun entering Leo, big ego, I'm better than you, being prideful, letting pride interfere with peaceful relations. Okay, and then what do we have? The grand fire trine, Jupiter retrograde in Sagittarius, being lazy, spending too much or giving too much attention. Mars in Leo, wanting to fight, literally short-circuiting, blowing a fuse. And then the moon in Aries, which I just explained to you. So basically there's all this, oh my gosh, all this fire energy starting today. You may have already felt it coming in, but you know, there's going to be changes coming. I'm looking ahead to tomorrow, and we do have a T-square, so it looks like there's going to have to be some type of decision tomorrow. Okay, it could be today. You know, you never know how this energy rolls. It all depends on your natal chart, the natal chart of the situation, the person, place, situation, or idea of what we are dealing with, something that you're going to have to take action on or take charge of. Take over or overturn or making some kind of move. Okay, and that T-square tomorrow, I don't mind telling you a little bit about that. These involve Mercury retrograde conjunct Venus. Okay, so, and it also involves Pluto retrograde and Capricorn. So this is about somebody changing their mind, breaking attachment, doing something regardless of their feelings, or doing something against their feelings because they've decided they don't want to feel anymore. The Mercury and Venus in Cancer, you know, being sensitive inside to what people think about you. And the degrees is, are they thinking I'm controlling? Are we being respectful? What kind of legacy are we creating here? And knowing that people are trying to further peace and love instead of anger, hate, and rebellion. Okay, we are peacefully rebelling. And then there's Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. Now Pluto and Mars both rule Scorpio. Okay, then we had the moon in Aries. Mars rules Aries too. So there we have Mars indirectly making a showing, prompting us to action. With Pluto retrograde, it's about death, rebirth, transformation of power. Okay, so this could be like killing off negative emotions, trying to see the best in everything and everyone, but at the same time, it could also be deciding to make changes. You know that people are watching, but you got to do something. Where did I read that? Illogical reasoning. This sounds like a bullshit excuse to do something, to make some changes. Okay, so I just had to move ahead and all that, just to give you a warning about that tomorrow. So somebody's feeling pretty bold and they want to make a few moves. Okay, so we are 9 minutes in, so I'll try to make this short. This is your cards of the day for July 22nd, Monday. Can we have the story, please? Okay. 3, reversed. Psychic downloads. Not only is it psychic downloads, it's conscious awareness of information or enlightenment. Unexpected income, thoughts, and coffin. Okay, so I always say with these psychic downloads, To me, this means in 2 to 3 days or over the course of 2 to 3 days. Could be for the next 2 to 3 days, but I've been feeling downloads coming in. It's been giving me issues. I'm not sure if it is the downloads or the Jupiter retrograde. That's downloads already, but having trouble focusing and concentrating has been an issue. So first card up, unexpected income, number 27, breaking down to a 9. So it's some kind of ending. Something's closing out. It's like a deal closing out, but it's small change. I want to say Trump change. All the way into left field. Let's see what that is. Okay, something is closing out in terms of money. This could be a job where you had just a little bit trickling in, or you weren't making enough income. This can also be like a tax rebate or a refund on something. It almost feels like getting something back. You might have initially put out the funds or the energy or the time or the idea for something, but it's like it's paying you off. It could be a bribe also, or what we call here in Hawaii, barato. It is good luck money. Okay, maybe somebody wants something and they slip you $5. Okay, that's what we call barato. It is the law of attraction too. You know, whatever you give out comes back to you, and that is firmly that same kind of belief, to where somebody gifts you a little bit of money. Oh, look at that. Temperance, 14. Okay, so this card went flying out in left field. So this is really, really pertinent. Did I tell you guys that we have a grand fire trine today with Jupiter and Sagittarius? Okay, Temperance is the card of Sagittarius. Okay, it's optimistic. It looks beyond. It tries to see the best in others. They're an inspiration. Temperance is about patience and divine timing, waiting for your opening to act. Okay, divine timing. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Okay, you're just kind of waiting for things to fall in line, but having a positive, optimistic outlook. Let me take a look at this card. This could be, it's about time you pay me back, or it's about time I got that. This could be, yay, I just got 20 bucks back. I just heard bank error. So some of you guys could be dealing with some issues because of Mercury retrograde in Leo, and you could be getting a refund. Like, let's say, like last week I had an issue with PayPal, and I had to wait a couple of days to get that money back. I had to, there was no way to accept it on the other line, and that was my fault because, you know, Mercury retrograde, I didn't communicate and ask this person if they had PayPal. They didn't, and they had previous issues. So, you know, it was kind of like I had to sit there, and that money was kind of floating on the internet for about 7 days, and then finally, after 7 days of not being accepted, it goes right back. Okay, so that was able to be righted. So some of you guys may have been waiting for some kind of electronic or transaction or some kind of computer thing to come through, is what I feel like. Maybe some of you guys were waiting on cashing a check. Okay, and just it is time. It is Monday. It has been your 5 to 10 business days. Maybe that's what that 2 to 3 days was. You had to wait 2 to 3 days to get to something. There was a delay in your income. Okay, and then look, we have a 7 over here. Okay, so divine timing, you're exactly where you need to be. Maybe that money came through right when you needed it. Maybe it didn't come through 2 days ago because you would have spent it on, I don't know, beer or something, you know. Everything happens exactly when it's supposed to. Temperance is also the angel who comes and brings the balance. So this could literally be somebody dropping money in your lap, and they're just like, oh my God, you're an angel. Thank you so much for helping me, you know. This could be a case of the right place at the right time is what I'm getting. And then the next card, we've got thoughts. Okay, so if I didn't show you, here's the unexpected income card. See, it's coins changing hands. Yeah, this reminds me too of, I just got a hit of sarcasm, like somebody saying like, oh, here's that $5 I owe you. And it's like monopoly money. That happened to me once. Somebody played their stupid little jail games on me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna bet you that I can pull your card." And actually, they didn't pull my card. But the trick was, shoot, I can't remember, but it was cheating. It was basically a legal way of cheating. So when he pulled the card, I'm like, really? Okay, well, I ain't paying you shit, bitch. And then probably about 10 minutes later, after that guy left, I looked at a friend. I said, you know what? He wants to play on words. Well, guess what? He didn't say American dollars. You got any Monopoly money? So I went and I gave the money. I gave the $5 of Monopoly money to the guy, and I said, well, here's your $5. Next time, specify. It was something like that. There was some kind of play on words that they tried to use, and I gave it back to him. And I said, don't ever say I didn't pay my dad. But I paid him Monopoly money because, you know, he wanted to be an ass, so I used it against him. So this is almost like sarcastic. Here's that $5 I owe you, or somebody paying you, and you'd be like, it's about time, or, you know, something. There's something funny to the situation. It's not mean, but it's almost like a combating of the relief, not wanting to immediately be like, oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So some of you guys would be like, thank you, you're an angel, and others would be like, well, shit, it's about time you ponied up some money, or about time you gave me that back, as a joke, but being honest. So I can hear somebody saying, it's about time. Okay, so it's about time you paid me back, or it's about time that I put some time, attention, money, or energy into this. And it's an announcement too. This could be like AT&T announcing everybody gets $5 off of their phone bills for all their customers, kind of deal. I want to see what this is about. The next card that we have is Thoughts, and it's a 16 breaking down to a 7. So some of you guys may be going around and around in your head, thinking about your partner, or thinking about relationships of the past. This can be in terms thinking about your mother, thinking about your relationship with your own children, because Temperance is the daughter. There's this. I've not been able to give my kids everything I've ever wanted to give them. When I was young, that was a kind of, that is what my mother used to say to me. Hold on, guys. Okay, so I was with Thoughts. Okay, so like I was saying, you've probably been looking back into previous relationships, yours, your relationship with your children, and over here I strongly feel a daughter, not necessarily a son, but an attachment to a daughter, or a daughter like younger female. I mean, can be like your girlfriend, your ex-girlfriend's daughter, you know, you were with her for so long, you were basically like her dad, but you weren't her dad, so you could be uncle. And here in Hawaii, everybody's auntie, uncle, grandma, you know, sister, brother, that kind of deal. So this doesn't necessarily have to be somebody related to you by blood, but somebody who you grew up as a parental or guidance figure. Okay. This could also be somebody who's young at heart and inspiring. Sagittarius is really free. This person is free. They're not non-committal just because they're so adventurous and they're always off doing this and doing that. They can't keep still either. They always want to be on the go, you know, fire energy. They want to do something. So somebody's relating, somebody's taking a look at relationships, past relationships, relationships to their children, the relationships of the parents, particularly the mom. So this is the Cancer energy at play here. North Node in Cancer, the total solar eclipse in Cancer. You're thinking about the nurturing and protection you received as a child, and the nurturing and protection or lack of nurturing or protection. Excuse me, we got to do both sides, right? So you're looking at patterns, okay, and you're realizing some things. You may be bringing your parents' relationship into the future, okay? It could be the reason why you've been unhappy with all the string of relationships you had up until now, because you always thought this is how they were, this is how we're supposed to be, not realizing one size does not fit all. Okay, so it's time to examine our relationships, how past relationships have affected us, and how we brought the relationships of the past into the present. Okay, so we can, and the very last card, so we can get rid of those old expectations and those experiences. We are here to create the new, to live life the way that feels good to us. The olden ways may have served the olden people, but we're not them. Okay, we are here in the present. We need to do things that keep us in the present and not anchored to the past. So expectations and behaviors and patterns and old ways of thinking need to go. Okay, coffin. It's a 19. Now, the Sun card in the Tarot deck is a number 19, and this signifies attention. This is Sun in, don't know, could be the Sun in Cancer. We are about to roll into Sun in Leo. Okay, so that's attention to warmth and sincerity. I think I already said it today. It's energy, it's creativity, it is being fond of living well. Okay, art, theater, sports, I think I mentioned it before, popularity, making decisions, recognizing things about yourself, because it's also about ego and healthy self-esteem. So somebody might be realizing where they've been having ego issues, or how that came about, not even realizing that they had a bad attitude. Okay, and they might be closing the doors on that. Coffin is closing the door. It can be a literal or a physical death led to the death of him. You could be thinking about endings too from the past, like with your parents. Your parents could have had issues. You might be thinking back to all the times that they fought and trying to examine what was at the root of those things. I have a feeling like this particular person here, like your parents didn't last together. Not that they didn't last, but they were always fighting about the same thing. You don't want to do that. As much as you aspire to be like your parents, their ways were old, but it was proper for the times they lived in. Well, we don't live in those times. We don't live in the past. We live in the future, okay? Because if you live in the past, or if you spend all your time thinking about the past and being attached to the anchors of the past, you're back in the past. You're not present enough to create a future, okay? Time to close those doors. You're not them. Don't perpetuate the cycle. This is about breaking chains. Okay, so there's definitely a change being broken. With temperance, it can be justice too, some kind of injustice. So you may have gone to court. Let's clarify the temperance card, please. You may have had to go to court for something. Or had some kind of contract. Look at that, 21, the World card. Okay, so it's like something suddenly happens for you. Temperance is a Sagittarius energy. This can also be import, export, hardcover books, or a magazine. This could be, I just heard photo shoot. So somebody could have done like a photo shoot for a little bit more exposure. Maybe payment for film, media, or pictures. Some kind of contract. This is like a small deal. Wheel and deal. So it almost feels like you're getting a little bit of money. It's small coins. This is just to keep you going until your true abundance comes in. Let's clarify these thoughts. And with the coffin card, like I was saying, it's beginnings and endings. It's completing a particular cycle, moving forward with growth on something new. Okay, so you know how we always say we want our kids to do better than us. Okay, and then, you know, you fight with your kids as teenagers and they're like, when I have a kid, I'm never going to treat them the way you treated me. You have no idea how true that is. Okay, it seems nasty, but it's the truth, because it's basically the same thing. You want better for your kids, so you're never going to treat them like your parents treated you. You're going to treat them better, right? You see how those two go together. It's not really an insult, it is the truth, and they mean the same thing. 7 of Cups and 10 of Cups reversed. Both of them came out. So 7 of Cups is like illusion. It's fantasy. Venus and Scorpio, dark, intense. You were I just heard you were harboring some intense feelings. Some of these were illusions. This is reversed, though. It's like you tried your best to get a grip and not be fearful that there wasn't income coming in, and suddenly something comes together. This is about not losing yourself in the confusion, wondering, why is my abundance being held up? Okay, I applaud you. That's very shaky ground to be walking on, to be able to hold back that energy and then find a healthy way to express it elsewhere. Hold on, guys. So, like I was saying, it's like you're not what do you call it? You're not jumping up and down for joy. I mean, you're happy about it, but it's not the big dig that you were looking for. 10 of Cups is success and abundance, but, you know, these two are reversed. Heaven and success is reversed. So this is not the big score you were looking for. However, it is, I just heard something to tide you over. Past thoughts. Ace of Pentacles and 3 of Wands. Okay, some of you guys are wondering if you need to move elsewhere to get another job or move to another house. Hold on, guys. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I had a little mini read for a second. Okay, so where was I? I did the 7 of Cups, but I did not finish the 10 of Cups. Okay, the fact that it's reversed, it's not that there's no longer any confusion. There's no longer any confusion as to why you weren't successful. So this is almost saying that have patience. Things will come together when it's time. The world is representative of Saturn. I also see Jupiter too, because this is the very last card in the major arcana. Okay, it's like the major energy. This is like the manifestation portal. Everything falls into place because you were patient and you kept in that positive vibration. You see, look at all the rainbows in there. It's almost like, that's almost like the magnetic wave, you know, when you vibrate high and things come to you like a magnet. Yeah, that's what happens when you are full of love, vibrating at your highest frequency and staying in that higher timeline. It gets brought to you, okay? All you have to do is reverberate love. There's no confusion about it, okay? There's no confusion about why it's not coming in. It is a matter of time and patience. You will get yours when it is due. This is justice served. Okay, so Ace of Pentacles and 3 of Wands on your thoughts. Ace of Pentacles is like its blessings, okay? And then we have the 3 of Wands, which is the manifestation portal, and willing your intent, putting it out there and waiting for it to come back to you, like right here. So this could be a new job opportunity for some of you guys. Some of you guys could be moving with this job opportunity, or you may be beginning this job. and it's something that you wish for. This could be a new line of financing. Whatever it is, this is a blessing to move forward. So some of you guys could be thinking about, there's something going on in terms of the job. Like me today, I have to make a few phone calls because we have to maximize our opportunity. I am thinking about ways I've communicated with people in the past, and I'm beginning to communicate in a new way that's bringing in more abundance than ever before. Okay, there are people that I'm trying to work together with in terms of finance. So this feels like thinking about how to respect others, but work in a way that will benefit everybody. And it's a new way, something new, a new opportunity. Okay, this is also, the Three of Wands is also Sun in Aries. So it's about going after that money that you want, that job that you want, that job in that house, that new partnership, a new line of finances, applying for something, applying for a job, applying for a loan, business loan, personal, trying to get that client. So this is kind of like also marketing too when it comes to business. How do I market myself to show that I am in the running as a challenger? I have a viable product, a viable service, or a viable person that I want to represent. How can I create bonds and get in touch with people or touch people's emotions? That is in business. In love relationships, it looks like someone's standing up. Okay, they're being brave. They're recognizing that they're not their father, they're not their mother. This is not their father and their mother's relationships. This is something new, and this needs to be treated as new. We don't live in the old world. We live in a new world that constantly demands that you level up in, I wanted to say tech savvy, but current trends, but not necessarily current trends, but live in a way that reflects, that is living in a way that is more in alignment with your soul and how you feel. Doing what makes you feel good despite previous expectations or previous examples. You are the new example. It's up to you to move forward and create that new example. Okay, so this is thinking about what your relationship is going to look like from now on. Negotiations, new compromise, new negotiations, a new opportunity to meet, a new opportunity for blessings to come in. Coffin. Clarify the coffin. Oh, clarify the coffin, please. Okay, well, immediately they said they had something to add on to that. So this looks like either personal and business. You could have been thinking that you would be able to get more opportunities if you were alone, or if you didn't have that other person that you had to take care of, or if this isn't happening. You could have been like, well, if it weren't for this person, I would have blank. But this is just, it feels like a little bit of bitching to yourself. It's just thoughts. Okay, remember the psychic downloads are in reverse, so we are taking a review. Okay, we're reviewing things. So this is not bitching, this is not fighting, this is simply recognizing the patterns of the past. Okay, and also too, you're not spending a lot of time dwelling on it. You're determined to move forward. It's recognizing and acknowledging these things and moving forward. Okay, because we all, like I said, the coffin 19. So there's an old cycle closing in regards to money in relationships, both private and business. Okay, clarify the coffin, please. Clarify the coffin. Oh, uh-oh. It flew into left field, and look at that. We've got the death card reversed, clarifying the coffin. Okay, so there's an ending there is a new beginning and something is moving forward, not because it wants to, but because it has to. Okay, there's an ending to a contract, there's an ending to a way of being, there's an ending to a way of thinking, there's an ending to a way of working or functioning. Okay, and the fact that we've got the coffin and the death card reverse. So it's the beginning of the end. Death is transition. This could literally mean a physical death, but I'm not seeing this in this particular reading. And the fact that it's reversed means it's a minor transformation. So this is the beginning. See, coffin 19, beginnings and endings. This is signifying the beginning of closing the door on expectations of the past. So there is a modification of beliefs and values that is taking place here. There is a physical active transition just because we have the Three of Wands. Somebody doesn't want to live in the past expectations anymore when it comes to money. They may have found previously that they used to get so upset, and now they're realizing that it was unnecessary. So once they realize it's unnecessary, you know, they're like, oh my God, my dad, my mom, it was so unnecessary. My God, the relationships I had in the past, we didn't have to fight. That was so unnecessary, you know. And then realizing that, hey, my partner that I am with today, we don't need to fight. It is so unnecessary. I love this person. I don't want to be apart. So therefore, I need to control myself so we can sit at the table and talk and negotiate and discuss how we feel and have it all in the open. Okay, because when you harbor things, feelings, and resentments that pits you against your partner, that is the divide, the split, is your thoughts and your own personal emotions. Look at that, magician and anxiety. Okay, so with closing the doors on old financial expectations and how it relates in partnerships, marriage, and family, okay, including your wife, your husband, your partners, your children, your family members, your business partners. We have the Magician and Five of Pentacles. Some of you guys might have went through a lot during Gemini season, had a lot of anxieties, a lot of fear, a lot of worries. And with the Magician, poof, we're using that energy, transmuting it, transforming it into manifestations. Okay, some of you guys are learning to take that fear, to transmute it. I mean, I can't even tell you. Magician is another Scorpio card. When I see Magician, I see Scorpio. So there's some manifestation going on, and there's a transformation of anxieties into positive energy. Remember what I was saying about in the past, watching the parents be worried or fight out of fear for lack of. So somebody's taking that energy. So every time they feel that fear welling up in them, the fear, and they want to run away or they want to project and blame somebody for how they're feeling, they're taking it and they're manipulating it, and they're saying, okay, I'm going to use this energy to manifest. I'm not going to allow it to be held over me. That fear will no longer be held over me. I'm going to grab that fear and I'm going to manipulate it and use that energy to manifest what I want. I'm transmuting that energy from one into the other. So that's what this growth is. Like I was saying, you know, changing your attitude about your relationships and how your feelings about money affect your relationships. That's being changed right now. It is beginning to be worked on. It's not completely finished, but somebody is practicing transmuting their energy in order to manifest, using that extra energy. So somebody's becoming aware that they were wasting their energy on anger and fear. Okay, so now they're beginning to figure out how to use that energy, which is a positive thing. You take that negative energy and, you know, you turn it into something positive and use it. Using it to your advantage rather than letting it hold you prisoner. Have you guys ever seen that movie, Wanted? Where that kid has so much anxieties, right? And they're trying to recruit him, supposedly the evil guys, because his dad had this ability to, I guess, react really quickly. And the kid went the other way. Instead of using and harvesting that energy, he was so sad and depressed and just numb already. He was so tired of dealing with the anxiety and the struggles and the sadness. He was hating himself. He was hating his life, okay? And then once they showed him how to change that, how to transmute that, and how to use it to his benefit, all of a sudden he's this badass who uses that energy and turns it into, I want to say quicksilver, but not quicksilver. Using the, what is that called when you flight or fight response? I can't even think about it. Damn it! But using it in a way that benefits you, grabbing it, grasping your feelings, your anxieties, and instead of going to that dark place and breeding that energy, is looking into the future. Okay, I am here, I am now, the past cannot touch me. This is what I want the future to look like. I will not worry. Instead, I will transmute that energy and push it out there with my intents in an effort to create the life that I truly want. And there is growth. There is growth. Okay, so first of all, you have to remember who you are. Archangel Michael, you're a powerful, loving, and creative child of God. You are very loved. So that's the first thing, forgiving and loving yourself. Okay, love yourself first. Victory. Archangel Sandalphon, your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. And, you know, if I didn't tell you already, that is what temperance is all about. Having faith, patience, waiting for divine timing, because it will come together exactly when it's supposed to. So somebody's doing really good here. Huge factor. Transmuting that once negative energy into something positive is raising your vibration. Okay, so you're going to be seeing some magic here, so long as you keep that practice up. All right, guys? All right. Love you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Have a good day.